Okay, so Vivek is here. So one of the person whom we are expecting is here. So what we'll do is we'll stop this presentation and because even he has to leave. Okay. Okay. No, so for you I have something else. What I will. So thank you, Vivek. You volunteered to be here. Yeah, you can come here, Vivek. So what you will do is playing. Okay. So next to me is Mr. Vivek, who incidentally is also from Research Park, and this is his hand. So before I let him speak, I pose certain questions. Okay. So this is don't worry about the diagnosis. It is not that important at this point of time. But you can see the middle finger of the right hand. Okay. The tip of the finger is deviated. Okay. You can see the X-ray as well. Okay, so these are the deviations. These are the deviations you can see, and this is the X-ray. So now this is a hand right in front of us. I would want you to reflect upon this hand and based the backdrop of what discussion we had. Okay, what is the kind of problem he might be facing? Please write on your notebook. All of you have a middle finger. All of you have a right hand. Okay, and all of you have the middle finger tip. And then we are going to corroborate it with the person sitting here. You know, he narrating his problem. Let us see how close we come to sharing the problems.
Got info that Shovan sir was referred by a doctor to make splint.
Okay. So how is it now?
Oh, Vinod sir made a deviation correction splint. I wear it once in a while. Even Shovan sir made a deviation correction. I wear it like once in a while. But otherwise, getting this PIP joint is fine. DIP is still.
Make a fist. Actually, what happens is, I mean, the hand is designed like that. If one is misbehaving. Pain? No. So I've told him that we can give a dynamic splint, finger based.
One with Velcro strap is what you mean.
That I saw. I think so. We'll have to. Now you are getting a stretch.
Yes. I'm feeling the stretch now.
You're feeling the stretch. Now this stretch, when we are making the splint, in the splint, are you getting this stretch? You have to be honest.
No, I'm not using any splint for this.
For bending this.
No. Right now it's only deviation correction that I'm doing.
Deviation. I'll talk to him. My student. She's come from Bangalore. Yes. Are we done? Some points. You don't worry about how expansive and extensive those points are. Yes, all of you are done? Okay. We can just quickly go by. There are few occupational therapists here. I will not ask them. Okay? I will ask the others. Yes, you are right in front of me.
I couldn't apply pressure, sir, like equal pressure while writing. Maybe we discussed that. Like couldn't apply the equal pressure like as the other two, like index finger and thumb finger.
Porvi, what you can do is you can just note down what problems they are mentioning, and maybe you can also note down some notebook. No, others should not see. Just give him one notebook. Let him also write. एक पेज दे दो. You can sit there and just write your. You told about?
Couldn't apply same pressure while writing. Like
while writing. So you feel his writing might be affected. Okay.
The nerves will become tight.
The nerves will become tight. No, we are talking in terms of function. So, yes, you say eating will be a problem. Okay, eating will be a problem. Typing on keyboard.
Holding few things.
What?
sausage. Coffee cup.
Coffee cup. So we are now pixelating his functional domain. We have not gone into pixelating each of that. So right now we are expecting you to just randomly throw up the functional domain he might have. We think that it might be affected.
Concentration.
Concentration. Okay, we'll write
Maybe while playing cards or something, you won't be able to hold it.
Playing cards. Okay.
Mentally feeling guilty to give handshakes and all. Like
Handshakes. Okay, he'll have this thing. You have to be honest. Don't get influenced by this thing.
He will, I think he will be restricted in doing all things needed by 3 fingers.
Tell me the things.
Maybe writing or...
Writing. Okay.
Playing cards, like
Playing cards.
counting money.
Counting money. Yes. Come up with something new. What activities? Buttoning. Okay. Tell me name. You have to specify the names.
Fastening and loosening the shoelace.
Shoelace. Riding a?
vehicle.
What vehicle?
Bike maybe.
Bike. Okay.
Using mouse.
Mouse. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, applying brake in a vehicle while driving, applying brake.
To specify which vehicle? Which vehicle?
Two-wheeler.
Two-wheeler. So tell that.
Two-wheeler.
Vehicle includes everything.
Picking up carry bags.
Carry bags.
Using a spoon or fork.
Using a spoon or a fork. You're writing down, right?
Yes.
Typing a keyboard. Typing a keyboard.
Keyboard.
You can write without this finger. That I know. Then I don't know if it's
Spoon. Using a spoon. Eating. Eating, driving, two-wheeler. Okay. Okay, I think so everybody has some response, right? So what are the challenges you are facing to generate these responses? Was there a problem in this thing?
We were not able to relate it to it. Like we are not.
We are not able to relate to that. Okay, that is one thing. Yes. What was going on when you are thinking?
relating this function, relating this finger to every function here.
Yes. Okay. Suddenly it was so overwhelming. You know, trying to force yourself to think, okay, where is my middle finger terminal joint is involved. Okay, yes, Subir? Huh?
He can't hold the heat objects.
Heat objects. Okay, we'll see that. Yes, Subir, you are telling something?
Yeah, I think there are multiple. I would have loved to know more from him. So,
See, I also don't know anything about him. I am also meeting him first time.
the strength of that finger, I don't know what. I mean, is the strength compromised?
Okay.
There are so many questions.
So you tell, based on your idea of if the strength is compromised, what will happen?
Sir, he can't do push-up, pull-up, all the
He can't do push-up, pull-up, push-up, pull-up, weightlifting. Okay. Okay, so these are some of the random thoughts, and you now realize that these expressions could be quite disconnected. Okay, so how it can be now, supposing he said that, push-up, pull-ups. According to you, it is right. But whether he does push-up, pull-up, ask him. You don't do. So now your response is now irrelevant. It has no meaning. It is finished. Okay. Now here comes the catch point. Okay, because your journey is based on what you think. This journey is based on what this person thinks. And this is this thing. So the whole purpose of you sitting here is basically to give you a feel of that. Buttoning the shirt, yes. Okay, now we are going to validate it. This everybody told. I do not know which is right and wrong. I am meeting him for the first time. I mean, that's why I couldn't identify him also. We had spoken on the phone. Okay. So now can you just read out and he will validate, and then he will tell what are his problems, and we'll see whether it matches or not.
First one is writing.
You have a problem in writing?
Yeah, I think I'm able to apply 2-point pressure. The point is a bit difficult.
Okay. So we endorse, he is endorsing that writing is a problem.
Second is eating.
Eating is not as normal as before. There is some difference. Not so difficult, but there is some difference.
Okay. Then we are going to prioritize it. Okay, it will go to the next step.
Third is typing.
Okay. So who all told typing? Okay. So now he is refuting. Once he refutes, now you can't argue. Okay, the matter is closed. Right?
The next is holding coffee cup.
Correct. Holding all rotational, circular object is a bit difficult. Correct.
Holding a coffee cup, we do not know what he meant by holding a coffee cup and what he meant by holding a coffee cup. They are different. Can you tell me how you meant holding a coffee cup? Who told? Somebody? You told? Who told coffee cup? Yeah, told.
The handle of the coffee cup.
Okay, so he told about handle of the coffee cup. You meant handle of the coffee cup?
There are different types of coffee cups.
Huh.
So the one is this Navara set, the circular one.
Circular one. Because his immediate response was that to hold it like a bottle. Am I correct? Yes. But you meant something else. So this has to be clarified. When we are doing the negotiation process, all these things have to be clarified. That is where these pixelating things come. Otherwise, your visualization of him is that coffee cup, and his way of interpreting you and your intervention is based on what he holds. And after, you taking 2 steps and he taking 2 steps, then suddenly you will realize that both of you are in a different tangent altogether. Now both of you have to go back. Right? That is why they are required to validate every step that we take. Assistive technology is all about that. Your skill of validating at every step.
Playing cards.
Playing cards. Who told playing cards? Raise your hand. Yes. I think so. Yes. Right? So he doesn't play. So it is irrelevant for him. What was relevant for you, now it is irrelevant, and his decision holds good. Okay, you can't now force him to play. Can you force him? Okay, now you please start playing. Right.
Handshake.
Handshakes.
Shakes, yeah, slightly.
Hmm?
Sometimes when somebody gives a very strong handshake, I can feel the pain in the finger.
Now who said handshake? You said. His point is, it is the pain. And your point was that he feels uncomfortable because his hand is like this. So is it the pain or the uncomfortable?
I think it's both, sir.
It's both. Okay, but one will take precedence. When we sit and negotiate this process, one will take the precedence. Right now in front of all of us, his response will be slightly more guarded response. He will not open up. Okay, remember that he is an individual with a deficit. Okay, he's not like, it is not a casual statement, because every statement he's making, it has an impression in his life. Right? Yeah.
Counting money.
Counting money.
Yes, to some extent, yes.
Okay. Counting money to an extent. Okay. Buttoning.
Yes, not as before. There is some
Why it is taking time for you to tell yes?
There are some activities which I really don't think can do. When I'm doing it, I feel that pain. So I have to go through that activity in my mind and then think.
Okay.
Sort of got adjusted to the pain or new.
Okay, so now this is another issue. Now we have to bring him out. Okay, so we call it as a word called selling the problem. Right? So it is his problem and we want to sell it to him only. And that is how the needs are being generated. Okay, that is how the needs are generated. We might say that why you are forcing the problem onto him when he doesn't understand the problem, when means he doesn't, what is he is not understanding is not that. Okay, he is not, it is not that he is happy with the problem. It is, as he is saying, that I am having to recollect, I have to reflect back the problem. Okay, it is taking time. Right? And this process we call it as a selling of the problem. So we facilitate that process. We facilitate for that easy access. So for him it is how many months now?
4 months almost.
It is 4 months. You can imagine what will happen, it is 4 years, 10 years. So that much intense negotiation process has to be there. We have to pull out, because there is one fundamental truth that is there: no individuals on the surface of this earth would want to live with a problem. This is the fundamental truth of mankind. Okay, so now that has to be negotiated. Keeping the assumption as true, we have to negotiate that process. Okay, yeah.
Shoelace. Tying shoelace.
Correct.
Shoelace is a problem.
Riding bike. Applying brake.
Correct. Applying brake while riding bike.
Using mouse.
Mouse scrolling is a problem. I use the middle finger for scrolling down. So clicking is not a problem because I use the finger, but scrolling is a problem. So I have to readjust.
Using spoon.
No, not much.
Who told spoon? Somebody had told. Yes. Okay.
Cannot hold hot objects.
No, I can't hold much.
Then push up, pull up, and weightlifting.
Okay, so that he doesn't do, right? So besides this point, have you made anything else?
Correct. Like carrying weight, carrying some packages has been a problem because I consciously moved.
Somebody told packages. Somebody told bag.
So I consciously make sure that I carry it in my left hand and not to pass on to the right hand. So that is one adaptation. And holding this machine tools like screwdriver, spanners.
If you can just tell your background.
So I work with Research Park in one of the 10X teams which is into agriculture and rural domains. So I'm an engineer by background, And while I was trying to build one small tabletop machine prototype, I accidentally put my finger inside that rotating blade where it got injured, and 3 of my fingers got cut, and the middle finger got a very deep cut, and it had a mallet finger condition. So a K-wire was inserted inside and the tendons were repaired. So this impression in the second finger shows that K-wire region where it was placed to make the finger erect and keep it in a straight position. And after that I've been doing some therapy and splint made by sir to regain back the movements of this finger.
I will ask one question at that time. Very important function. Can you wash your face with right hand? That's very important function.
It can wash.
You can wash.
You can wash.
It's good. No doubt.
So I'll go ahead with the difficulties. Is holding tools, the spanners, screwdrivers, tightening it, loosening it has been a problem. And mouse crawls and all the tying and untying of all the threads and knots has been a problem. So removal of that has been a problem, and this finger while inserting it inside my pocket has been a bit difficult. It's more like a sticking like a stick. Whenever I pull out my phone or purse, this finger is not able to ply or bend as the other fingers. And all the rotational movements that my hand does, like opening the tap or the bottle cap, has been a bit not so same as before. And like she said, gripping round objects has been a problem. Many of it I just got adjusted to it over a period of time without even knowing that I'm getting adjusted to it. So that's how it is.
Yeah. Okay, so he narrated a set of problem, you told a set of problem, some of it he agreed, some of it he disagreed. So this is how we are placed at the moment. Now from here on, what next? So from here on, now there has to be a consensus. Okay, so there has to be a consensus on what will be first. Means what is really bothering him as a something high on the list. Right? So this is all the process of pixelating. We saw that, I think so. Are you able to draw parallel to what I am discussing and that visual? Okay. So now, if in all these things, if you have to you keep writing that. Okay. So if we have to tell the top 3 in an order, number 1, number 2, number 3, based on what is really bothering and you want to get some answer in those domains.
I think writing would be number 1 preference.
Okay.
Not as before. And number 2 would be the usage of tools, the machine tools, the spanners and screwdrivers.
Okay.
Has been a big limitation. And number 3 is carrying of weights.
Carrying of weights. Okay. So he is prioritized. I hope all of you heard. So he told about writing, number 1. Number 2, handling his tools at his workplace. And number 3 is carrying bag. Okay. So now we are all here. He is here. Now we have to come up with a solution. So the 3 things are presented in front of you. Right? And yeah, you can see. So please raise your hand. We'll divide into 3 groups. Which tool? Okay, so now we have to further this thing. Any particular, can you prioritize tool?
Spanners and screwdrivers.
One.
Okay, spanner.
Spanner. Okay. As engineering students, you all know spanner, right? So what you can do about the spanner?
So is it that you can see you do it and then we learn more, or we have to imagine that?
You have to imagine that. Is it difficult? Is it easy? What it is? Suddenly everything changed, right? Because there's a living person here. Huh? You can write your 3 item.
Screwdriver seems much more difficult.
No, spanner. You can't put your difficulty on him.
Yeah, that's true. But there's a rotation, right? I think equally difficult. Pretty difficult.
So he influenced you.
Partly. I'm telling the problem.
Yes, selling the problem. What is going on at this point of time? What is going on in your mind? I would really want to, hear it from engineers, students.
So spanner could be, spanner wouldn't need the, I'm not able to imagine why would you need, you can just use the whole fist, right?
Okay, so now that is taking us to the next level. And that is called as simulation. Okay, that is called, the next step is the simulation, where we have to see the interaction between the hand and that object. Okay, the interaction between the hand and that object, without it you cannot just figure it out. Right? So we need to see it on a spanner. Now how do you create a simulated environment? There are limitations in this room, right? We are not sitting inside a workshop. It is a room. So how do we create this scenario? Because every time that we do, it is the same situation.
We need to see the tools he is using.
But from where will you see? Where will you see? You can't see. No.
Is it the pain or the rigidity?
Huh? Ask him.
That's all. Is it the pain or the rigidity that you feel?
So one is gripping, one problem is the gripping, holding
That's all, rigidity of your finger.
and second is applying the torque. When applying the force,
You have pain.
not just pain, I'm not able to apply the force required to turn the nut as easily as before. So it's gripping as well as applying of the force. I'm not able to give uniform pressure with all the
Pull it
fingers.
down. When you're pushing it up, it's not an issue. When you're pulling it down, so your body is not like this.
Correct.
When you're pulling it down, you have an effect. But when you're pushing it up,
Is there any way to get that spanner?
Yeah. 5 minutes.
Or
my question is it's a little fast.
no, because this question will never end. That is the problem.
No, because whether you want to provide solutions only for this part or even for this.
You are asking me.
No, that's
Huh.
what,
I
that's
don't
what
have problem.
I want to understand for you.
No problem with this part. The
You're
finger.
able to push. Suppose if you have a nut over here, you want to push it up, you're able to push. If pulling it down is a problem.
I think it's both tightening and loosening. It's not just one action. We're talking about anti-clockwise and clockwise movement of the nut with the spanner. I think both has to work.
Both has problem. So basically the gripping of the spanner is a problem.
So as well as applying the force.
I think the strength is the main. Because of the strength, even if the movement is there, but without the strength, I think there is.
I think you're right.
Are you all participating in this discussion? Your mind is participating in this? There's a very interesting phenomena that is happening. Okay. So now they have concluded that it is the strength. Now my question, biggest question is, when will the strength come? Who is giving a guarantee of the strength? Today, tomorrow, day after, 1 week? He wants a solution now. He wants the problem to ease now. When he leaves this room, he should have at least certain percentage of his problem addressed. And that is what makes the context so difficult. Okay. If you say that you go, I will go back to my lab and for the next 6 months I'm going to experiment. After 6 months, by that time he would have already adapted. He would have come up with another set of problem. So after 6 months, it will no more be spanner in his priority list. It would have changed. And then you will take another 6 months. Like that, it will be catching the shadow, which you will never be able to catch. Is that clear? Am I simple enough? So my job, thanks Vivek, he came here and it made many things much simpler and complex for you. If he was not there, it was the other way around. It would have been so difficult for me to convince you. Right? So this is the game plan. If he has told spanner when he leaves this room, at least he should be able to tell that, yes, my problem has reduced by 10%, 20%, something he has to tell and go. Clear? So to do that, we have certain materials which will show it. But before we go to the material, we have to, fathom it in our thought process. Yes. So from that corner, there have been, those participants have been vociferous. Yes. This corner. Yes.
The thing is.
Doubt to him.
It's only the finger deviation, that's the problem, or internally you have any numbness, or else like what's the problem actually? Any nerve tissue, nerve damage or like that?
No, there's no nerve damage. There's no nerve damage.
Or only the direction of this finger is like.
And it doesn't bend. You come here.
So it's both deviation as well as movement of this knuckle joint. See, I'm not able to move it. I'm not able to do a round fist like this. It's only like this.
Just slowly try to, slowly.
So that's the maximum extent. I'm doing physio now. So you're talking about this deviation. So it's both deviation as well as this movement.
So we have a finger which is, see, it bends. Right? So this doesn't bend. Okay, so this one joint, although it is one joint amongst the 27 joints, so this one joint is compromising everything. This is the function, this is not movement. I told, no? When it is function, this is how it gets interconnected.
So you said it's not bending, right?
It's not bending.
It's not bending.
Not bending, yeah.
So, yeah. It's like this, not able to.
Okay, so it is like this, it is not this. Okay.
As well as deviation.
There is a deviation.
So, holding the pen is also going to be.
I tend to use the two fingers. The third finger is not coming as naturally as before. Once in a while I'm able to grip it, but not as strongly as before. So I don't write all these days. Just use the computer and type it. I mean, a lot of these problems I just get adapted to it.
To give you an example, see, all of us use soap, right? All of us. So you might think that holding a soap is one act, but it is not like that. How many surfaces a soap has?
Soap?
Yeah, soap.
Oh, okay.
Soap cake.
Yeah. 6.
6 surface, right? There are many people who will tell, the soap slips off from my hand. The soap slips off from my hand, it is not an arbitrary thing. Okay, so the soap has 6 surface. So supposing this is a soap, I am applying it here. Okay, so on one surface is my palm and on other surface is my body. So these two surfaces the soap cannot escape. One is palm and one is body. Now that leaves us with 4 surfaces. This. So now the slippage of the soap that happens is from one of these surfaces. Okay, the person can still hold the soap, but the person will have a tendency of slippage in a particular thing, and that is where you have to attack. Okay, so holding the soap and applying the soap are two very different things. Similarly, spanner You are holding a spanner. Hold it like a spanner. Okay. Now, when the movement is going like this, see, the finger has to act now.
Okay.
When the spanner is moving this, now the palm has to act to stabilize it. Okay, the palm has to act and this part has to stabilize. And then when it does like this part has to act and this thing. So there is as you work on that, this continuous switching over is happening. Okay. So it is not only the hold. Hold is uniform. Everything has to work in a particular way. The moment you operationalize it, everything changes. And this we call it as a dynamic stability. Okay. That means now the stability has to keep shuffling between one group of structures to another to like this. It will keep moving. And during that moving process, now you need this thing. That is why typically he will tell, I can hold it. But now we have to find out that which movement it becomes loose. It will not be all movement. So you do it like this, or you do it like this, or you do it like this. Now you have to go into all these things, because different angles it will pose different challenges. Right? Yes, some more ideas, thoughts? It is there. Oh, we can arrange. Yeah, we can. I think that will be interesting.
Can I bring it?
No, you will arrange it.
Okay, we'll go to the workshop. There is a workshop at the back floor. So I can take the one.
You will bring it here. From where will you bring? Acha, okay.
So who's going to go?
You will go? She'll go. But he has to explain now. Maybe Vinod can go. Vinod is familiar with this building. Okay. So as they are sorting it out, we'll see it. Many things unravel when the actual spanner will come. Okay. Yes. Anything else? He has cited 3 things. You'd want to invest your energy. You have to choose any one of them.
If he wantedly bend his finger, does he feel pain that time?
Ask him. Ask him that question.
Sir, if I wantedly bend your finger, do you feel any pain? Can I know, sir, what's the reason behind? I don't know.
The pain?
Yeah, normally.
Come here, I will show you what is.
Because due to the surgery or?
No, pain is a reaction. When you are overdoing any structural change inside the body, it will respond by pain.
Is there any stent that limits him from bending?
No, it is like, see, supposing I have to do on your hand. Okay, so I have to do this. Now pain? Now? Yeah. Okay. So why it is paining now?
It's more than its threshold.
More than its threshold. So for him, the threshold has altered. Okay. For him, the threshold has altered. So he is responding to pain at a much earlier stage than you. Okay. Yes. These 3 things: writing, spanner, and carrying bag.
Sorry, I don't know if that, I told you I'm not an engineer. Okay, I'm just thinking, because it's like, it's the strength to hold the spanner. It's like, it's different from holding like this, and it's like holding like this. So the strength you apply is different. So I'm thinking if he's going to wear special gloves that there's a padding, so you don't need to hold the spanner like this. It's like up to this limit only, and the strength is different from that.
Okay. So holding a gloves.
It's like wearing a special gloves.
Wearing a special gloves.
there's a body.
So that means every time he has to hold a spanner, he has to wear that special gloves. Right? Now, here we have to see the magnitude of the problem. We can ask him that every time if he has to hold a spanner, will he put on the gloves? How easy, how difficult it is?
Generally don't use gloves while
Okay, they will not do. To do a process, okay, to do a process, we cannot go on adding process. Right? We cannot add on process. So we have to now very judicious in adding processes. And that has to be matched with the severity of the problem. Okay. So here comes all frugal devices, low-tech devices, very minor alterations. We might come up with a solution, then you might say that, oh, what is big deal about it? If it is not big deal, then why we are investing so much time? Right? So it is a big deal. When we take into the context, the device, what will be the outcome, may not be a big deal. It is not a very sophisticated thing. It might be very basic.
I want to ask Vivek if there is tactile feedback that you get, because a lot of times we are using the embodied knowledge of using a spanner, right? We place it and it gives the feedback if it has fitted well. But then, so is that affected by any chance?
I don't think so, no.
So you are always getting that feedback?
Correct. In fact, smaller spanners are not a problem. Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is not a problem. When I go for larger ones, it's a big problem. Like 25, 28 has been a problem. But I get the feedback.
Okay.
When I finish the tightening, I get the feedback.
Right.
Have you tried with some towels on it?
I have changed from, not towels, I didn't use towels, but I moved from an open spanner to a ring spanner so that I can hold the other side more with a lot of grip, and then my force application is reduced. I mean, what is easy is to take help from somebody who's nearby and then finish the job.
And this was an important part of your, like, as an engineer developing, this is the day-to-day thing that you come across every day. And
I think 2 weeks ago I was doing one small proto for a machine. During that time, like, it's like 5 times I would have required throughout the entire 2 weeks duration. So I just pull in somebody and then get the job done, rather than just batting.
You will have to manage this week to the website.
So we'll shift our focus to writing also a little bit. Okay, at least we have the pen here. So it will, this thing. Yes, any thoughts on writing?
So we can use one small gripper which can grip it tightly, with good gripping material, and it will be at an angle, so that even if he bends like this, it will be at a 45-degree angle like this. It will be like this with other fingers, so we can grip easily and as well as perform the functions.
How does it look like? Can you come and... In writing, what we have to remember, one thing very critical that we have to remember is...
he's talking on the spanner, I guess.
No, he's talking about...
No, writing.
This is the finger, and he'll be applying the gripper thing. So it is just normal, like a small thing. He can use that. So even if he bends like his whole finger, this thing will be bent also. So giving more grip like this. Even if he bends it like this, okay, like this he's bending it. But due to this, it will be like this. With normally like other fingers, it will be also bent at an angle.
What will be bent? The finger?
Yeah.
How the finger will be bent?
Like,
Finger is not bending.
Bending of that finger.
Finger is not bending.
Yeah, he doesn't need to bend the whole finger. He can just do it like this.
But the device, okay.
Because of this,
Okay.
drawn. Because of this shape of this structure, it can imitate the bending of
Okay.
of this joint. You can use like this.
No, and the pen will come where?
No, this is his finger. This is cross section.
The cross section, fine. And the pen position?
Yeah, it will be here.
It will
Like
be
this.
here.
Okay. This is
Okay, no problem. Okay.
like that. So you can get some good grip here if the depending on the size of the object.
Can you just try?
Yeah, I don't have it.
No, you're not giving the grip. So he told based on certain assumptions. Okay. He told based on certain assumptions. Now what we do is we'll actually subject him to do this. Whatever with all his whatever limitation, he will do it. Now you will re-visualize that I was thinking like this. Is it falling in place? Right? Come. Yeah, I can sit.
Sorry, I didn't follow the message.
No. It was nothing for you. Now you instruct him.
Yes, sir. Can you bend like this? Like this? Yeah. Over this you can't bend, right?
Correct.
So if I provide like some gripper which can be at an angle like this, 45 degree, can you understand?
Give the pen in his hand.
Yeah. So can hold. Okay. So normally I use this finger to grip the pen as well. So I hold it like this. I use this.
So your grip is different.
Yeah, my grip is different. Plus.
So all your assumption is based on your grip.
Plus when you are
This is the.
like this, even this is bent. Correct. So but your finger can't bend and it will be remaining at this position. Right. So if I can provide like a 45 degree joint gripper, something like that, which can grip it easily and very strongly, then can you use that?
I don't know. We have to try it out.
Yeah, like it can be like a suction gripper, something like that. It is something like.
Remember that everything has to be done in this room, not back in Coimbatore. You're from Coimbatore, right? Yeah.
Can be done like just a normal casual thing which you can put it and remove it whenever you're using the tool.
Can be done. Something like a strap is what you're saying.
Just like
around it to.
Not like a strap, just something you would like this cap. You would just insert your finger in that and you can operate it.
You can try it out.
So you have some idea, concrete idea?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll try. Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the practicality of teaching the
Writing we can look like this. Writing.
No, we can't. But where is the middle finger?
Oh, if
I'll just come back.
you can hold look like this for
Try.
Will it be practical or advisable to teach the other hand to write?
Okay. No.
I tried it.
Okay. So the question is, would it be, whether to struggle so much with the right hand, why not to shift it on the left hand? If you have to do that, then this workshop has no meaning. Okay. The whole idea, it is not so simple. The way, what's your background?
Medical law.
In?
Pulmonology.
Okay, so it isn't so simple. Okay, the reason being, it is a human mind. If tomorrow he pushes one act on the left side, tomorrow another, day after tomorrow another, like this, one after the other act will slowly move onto the left side. Now what happens to the right side? A right hand that was there, live, kicking, lot of possibilities, it will die its natural death. Okay, and it does not need any skill and expertise to tell that. You know, any person on the road can tell, why you're struggling so much. You know, write with your, you transfer everything to the left. It doesn't need any expertise. Okay, and the consequences that it will have enormous. To get a feel that I am just operational only with one hand, it is something which, if you have not gone through that process, you will never realize that how enormous that transition is. It might, for us, it might be very easy. Okay, since you are this thing, I don't know, you joined little late. I was telling that story of that Buddhist monk and the writing device. I think so. You were not here. Were you here? No, I was there. Either. So it is. Since you raised this question, let me just very interesting. Okay. So this hand, the doctor told you better write with your left hand. This is the right hand. Okay. And he is a Buddhist monk, and then he told that, I can't write holy scriptures with my left hand. I have to write with my right hand. Anyway, that incident happened. After a couple of years, a medical team from Tibet had come to our institute. Okay? In Tibet, they are coming up with a medical facility, so they came to our university to understand the system so that they can replicate in Tibet. And then I was narrating the story that this happened. Then the doctor casually told that why so such these things? You can make him write with the left hand. Then I told him no. He himself is a follower of Buddhism. And then when I told him this entire story, he was so stunned that he hugged me. And he said that I have never thought that, this could be a reason, and which is so real. Right? So it is, we all have gathered here to make sure that every part of the human body which exists, we should be able to augment it. Okay, to tell that you use the other, it doesn't need any expertise. I hope that. Okay. Okay. So we were. This is the. Yes. So now we can this thing, that example that I, the static stability and the dynamic stability. Okay. So this is a spanner, and just holding the spanner is like this. This is a static stability. But when it is pulled like this, then the bolt it offers a resistance and it will be pushed towards the palm. When I'm doing like this, the whole force is coming from the finger. So this shift of the force from from the palm to the finger and the finger to the palm, and constantly maintaining the stability and execute the task is called as dynamic stability. Holding the spanner is a static stability. So me able to hold the spanner does not automatically qualify me to be able to use it. Use it is another thing. The same way all tools that we see around us, it will have these two elements as part of the human performance is concerned. One is dynamic stability and another is static stability. Okay? So now he is going to explain his problem with the spanner in hand. All this while it was theoretical. Starts. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. Now, because we are making it more and more real. Okay. So that finally this thing, but the final test happens when we do it in the field. If we are able to see him at his workstation, then it will be the real this thing, but we may not be able to go that close, but at least we are coming closer. Okay. Yeah, now you can talk and you can.
Yeah. So the problem is actually, you can see this middle finger not holding on to the spanner. It is like this, and this joint does not bend as much as these fingers. So if there is a nut or a bolt here, when I'm doing this or this, I need to apply the force to the other fingers, not the middle one. So when I was using the open spanner for the other side of, let's say there is a bolt here and there is a nut on the other side and there is this object in the middle, I'm not able to move it with the open spanner on the other end. So I tend to use a closed spanner, the ring type, and then either I keep this one static and then apply force on the left, or I'll just give some minor torque to it. So the problem is gripping and applying the force, because this thing is keeping straight. So it's not the case with this finger where I'm holding it with a lot of grip. And it's even more difficult with screwdriver when the object is very small and then I need to rotate with that. Yeah. So I tend to take help from my colleagues who's nearby and then get the job done. I mean, now the finger is much more better with therapy, thanks to Vinod sir and Shanmuga sir. They have been helping with making the springs for me. The movement has been little flexible, and before that it was almost like 90 degrees. I mean, yeah. That's the...
Okay. So it makes, this thing makes, we are one dot closer to understanding his problems. Yeah.
When you're trying to move it down.
Like this?
When you're trying
with the spanner?
With the spanner, you have some rigidity.
Correct.
And automatically your senses will try to push it down.
Correct.
That time, do you feel pain?
I will, you're saying when I...
Exactly.
I mean, I don't go to the extent where I feel the pain. I just stop it like this.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Can you give it a try?
Unison. Okay, it moves as a unit. This, and this. Okay, and this is the resting. Okay, it is like a groove. It will stay there only. It will not go here and there. Okay, right? So this is the basic arrangement. Now this will provide us with a checklist, a background on which we are going to evaluate this. It will make it easy. It is not that simple because people might have a slight difference, but it can at least help us to come close to that. Now let us observe him with this. I explained to you the role of these three fingers. Okay. Now if you see here, just hold it that way. Now what is happening is, when the thumb is pressing, there is a vacant space here, see? Can you see this vacant space? There's a lot of gap between the index and the middle finger, and that is where it tends to escape. Okay, so that escape route, if we can plug it in, okay, that escape route, if we plug it in, then suddenly we expect, I might be wrong, we can see a change. Okay, if we close that escape route. Okay, so now how do we close that escape route? Clear? So till here, this is the analysis part. Now from here you can now come up. Okay, how do we stop that escape part? Right? So let us. You're right.
So I don't use this finger because when I'm putting it together, this finger goes and hits the paper. And
What if you just project it a little longer?
The pen?
Then it is, the distance is too much. Okay. You can see there's so many, small things that we never realize. So morning I told you, it takes 7 to 8 years to master the art of writing. So all these adjustments happen. Where you find your code for writing, which is unique. It is not that, there are many people who will write at a much longer distance, but that is uniquely coded for them. There is no standard pattern. Writing is quite an interesting thing. People have so many different things, if you analyze it. Okay, so in effect, what he is telling is, because the middle finger is jutting out, that is coming as an obstruction. Okay, that is coming as an obstruction. It is not a weakness. See how interesting it is now? What we thought and what actually is happening is
Blocking it's also along with the pen. It's also on the. I think it's filling that gap.
It is getting into that gap. Okay. So I think so. That is, many times I might go wrong. When you take that step, then he might come up and say, because right now he can't tell what is happening, what will happen in the second step. Okay. So how to block that? So let us now plan that. Yes, anybody has any idea? We have to plan that. Till now, you understood? Everybody understood?
I think there is two ways we can do it. Either we can make the pen diameter a little bit higher, or we can put a ring on the finger.
Yes.
Huh?
The idea which
Or
we
we can put a
presented,
ring on the
we
finger.
can put one gripper which can be
Huh.
which can provide enough grip and support for the pen as well. So that
For the middle finger to catch.
Close the yarn back.
Between the middle
we
finger.
saw that gap, right?
Make it.
No, it's I'm saying about it's completely like designing and then we have to like,
When he leaves this room, he has to tell yes. Right? I have exposed you to the material, I have exposed you to the resources. Okay, one of you go.
There is a question. How about plastic?
Right now, everybody has a plastic. Please distribute the plastic.
Fill the gap.
Distribute the
We can just rubber band and see if this helps. Create some distance between this finger and this.
rubber band.
Yeah, then we can do this definitely. But I just wanted to see if otherwise it's my fault.
Does it feel better than the previous one? And also, what's the name which
इसका cover किधर? Where's the cover?
Does that help?
He got used to finger method now. He got practice out of practice. We got used to the two finger method.
And the deviation is adding to the problem because the distal phalanx is moving away. It has to turn towards the pen and it is moving away. So that is adding. So once they are working on the deviation correction, when that it becomes straighter, it will add to the ease, and then the designs will change.
Right.
Like that it will.
Also, these three, how would you rate them? First, because it also better than the If I may ask this particular question, this is judging option. Is that because you are able to flex it? Because somebody else might flex it more and you're not able to flex it. That's the reason.
Correct.
So, does this allow passive flexion if I were to press it back? Or no, that's not possible. If I press it, does that hurt? No. So if I press it, just tell me when it hurts. Yeah. Not hurting?
Against
Okay, over here. So what if I fix it here? Will that help? If I fix it here, does that help?
Fix the.
If I take a rubber band and fix this over here, will it stop it from falling?
Try it out. Try it out.
I was just checking whether it hurts.
Just